राज करेगा। खालिस्तान, 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 खालिस्तान। बोलो सोनिहाल। गुरु प्यारी साध संगत जी, 1984 ਦੇ ਮਹਾਨ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਧਾ ਦੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਭੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਣਾਮ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਦਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਸੁਣੇ। ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Sasanji, we are here to mark 39 years since the deadly genocide of June 1984, when the then Indian government under the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi sent the Indian army with all its might to the Sikhs' most holiest shrine, Sri Darbar Sahib, Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib, Amritsar. We've all seen the videos and the footage of the devastation that the army conducted. Sasanji, they pumped a whole narrative through India and around the world that Punjab was a lawless state, that Sikhs were fighting and killing Hindus, that there was religious tension and a religious war. They claimed there was mass killings in Punjab. But anybody who looks at the data, looks at the information, will see a completely different story. There were very few murders, criminal activity, or any such actually recorded in the Punjab police or in the Punjab state. This was all a narrative pumped by the central government who wanted to take all of the Punjab's rights and hold them centrally. For 2 years, the Indian government and the Indian army were planning an attack on Sri Darbar Sahib. They claimed it was a last-minute decision and an action of last resort. We know this is a lie, because 2 years ago they were conversing with Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister of this country, asking her for help on how to deal with insurgents and Sikh terrorists. And could the British government send SAS support and training to the Indian army? They built a model in the Dehradun valleys of Sri Darbar Sahib where they were practicing and planning the operation. In June, they deployed over 150,000 army troops and commandos to Amritsar, cordoning off the whole state, a mass curfew in Amritsar. Khalsa Ji, that was the Shahidi Purab of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. They knew there would be thousands of pilgrims at Sri Darbar Sahib, and they trapped them in there in order to conduct the state-sponsored genocide of June 1984. But what they didn't count for was Mahapur Sant Jarnail Singh Ji Khalsa Bhindranwale and all the Sathis, the 350 Singhs that were with him, who stood and defended the sanctity of Sri Darbar Sahib. And Sant Ji's bachan is true today कि जिस दिन भारत सरकार दरबार साहिब विच पैर रखूगी उस दिन खालिस्तान दी नींह रखी जाएगी. So from that day when the Indian army attacked and entered into Darbar Sahib, the Sikh Qawm has sent its universal declaration of azadi and sovereignty and our own Sikh homeland, Khalistan. But we're here today to remember and pay homage to all those freedom fighters, not only those who stood in June and stood and challenged the Indian government for 10 days with old-fashioned weaponry, just with their belief in Guru Sahib and their spirit, against helicopter gunships, heavy artillery, tanks and commando units. But while we remember those freedom fighters, we also mark the thousands, tens of thousands of pilgrims that were locked and trapped in Sri Darbar Sahib in this month of June. Men, women and young children were slaughtered without any care for humanity or human rights. It was a shoot on sight order and nobody was spared. So Sarsaji, when we gather here in London, it is to pay homage to those shaheeds that have paved the way for all of us and all of you to stand with pride and dignity as Sikhs today. If it wasn't for their qurbaniya, we would not be here today. If it wasn't for their strength and courage, Sikhs would not be regarded as one of the best communities around the world. So it's our duty to respect and pay homage to them. And when we come here today, this is Sasanji Khalsaji Pantak Katya. The Pant has stood here collectively to pay Shraddhanjali to those shaheeds. Yes, we do it individually, and yes, we can do Ardas in our Gurdwara. But when the Pant stands as one, Sasanji, the whole Qawm is listening. And that is the objective of why we mark it in London. This is the 39th year. Because then the Indian government get a message that we will never forget 1984. But you need to ask yourselves a question. Why did 1984 happen? And what has changed? 1984 and the Tarbiyat Morcha was all around a civil liberties movement about discrimination, equality for Sikhs, equality for resources, education, religious freedoms, Punjabi language. These were the reasons the Tarbiyat Morcha and the Anandpur resolution was brought about. It is because of that equality that the Indian state turned it into an intercommunal issue and turned it into a separatist and an extremist campaign. It was the state who declared war on the Sikhs, not Sikhs. Prasadji, what has changed today? 39 years later, we still have the same issues for our water. We still have the same issues for our farms. We had the Kasani Morcha not less than a year ago. We have the same issues for our Punjabi language, for our education. Guru Sahib Beadbi is happening day in, day out. Children are being forced to flee Punjab for lack of investment and opportunities. There's a drug epidemic and alcohol is being fueled into Punjab. The same issues that were crippling the state 39 years ago are still being perpetrated by the Indian state today. And it's for that reason that when India says it's only the Sikhs sitting outside the diaspora have an issue with Punjab or India. Well, actually, a message to them is Punjab has an issue with that. You saw in the farmers' protest, Punjabis led by Sikhs and people that fought for like Deep Sidhu, he led the charge to say this is a fight for our existence. It's at the horn of the not just for the farm bills. So Punjab sent a message to India that this is not acceptable. We will not tolerate the discrimination. And now we've seen the rise of Anandpur Singh, who left the diaspora, went to Punjab, ignited the feelings of ordinary Punjabis and the Naujawan, who were awakened en masse. Because that's what we want. We needed a visionary, somebody who would take the lead and stand against the state, and stand against all of these sleeping institutes, whether it was the SGPC or whether it was the Akali Dal, Badal. All of them have sacrificed the Sikh nation. And then we saw how the state responds when Sikhs start to stand for the truth and start to stand for their rights. On the 18th of March, Sarsingji, they turned Punjab into a concentration camp once more. They flooded 90,000 reserve police in Punjab. They shut down the internet, all to arrest one man. Now, does that make sense to anybody? Sarsingji, this was to silence all of you. Silence those who call for their freedom, whether it's in a diplomatic or democratic way, or if it's any other way. They cannot stand up. They cannot stand up when we speak the truth. So that's why we are here today, because the situation in Punjab hasn't changed. The question we need to ask ourselves is, have we changed? ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਬਦਲ ਆ ਗਈ? ਜੇ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਬਦਲ ਗਏ, then it must be yes. All of you have the same dard and the same feeling as us. that we care for Punjab. We've lost loved ones, and we will not forget. But everyone who's sitting at home and watching, it's an appeal and beg to them that we are only successful when we all stand together. And this issue, this fight, is not just ours, or just the Amritaris, or just the Punjab. So it's for every Sikh living on this planet. They didn't care whether you were Khalistani or whether you were Jathebandi linked, when in Delhi they caused mass murder and genocide. They just look, if you got a dastar on your head and a dara and a tara, you do will kill you. So going forward, Jas Singh ji, sada sare da farz banda, we must continue to expose the truth. We can't suppress, we have to stand up and speak for it, because only Sikhs, only you will expose what's happened. Only you will deliver justice. No state, no court in India will do anything. We still have prisoners that are serving 28, 29 years in Punjab. They are standing for the truth. So it's upon all of us to show not only the Indian government, but the UK government, that think all of you are a tiny minority, that you're all extremists, you're all radicals, just because you have that inner belief that we are sovereign and as all Gursikhs have a birthright to our Jaddi. So Jas Singh ji, Santan de Bachan si, that we only get a Jaddi when each one of us realize that it's better to die free than live like a slave. And everyone in Punjab and everyone here today needs to recognize that Punjab is enslaved, and it's a psychological genocide that is ongoing today. So finally, I want to end on, we are here to mark and remember all of those 250 gallant defenders of the faith, led by Jarnail Singh ji Khalsa Bhindranwale, Amar Shaheed Bhai Amrit Singh ji, Shaheed Bhai Baba Thara Singh ji, Shaheed Bhai General Shabeg Singh ji, the first Shaheed Bhai Kulwant Singh Menga Singh, the last Shaheed Bhai Nagoke, and Bibi Avkar Kaur, leader of the Sikh Student Federation from the BBR, and all the smooth Singh Singhania, by Mayor Singh Shaheed and his whole parwar, with little girls aged 6 and 9, Bibi Satram Kaur and Bibi Vaiguru Kaur. So I ask all the Sangat to join in a 3-minute remembrance as we remember all those Sikhs who laid their lives and defended Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.